Before signature sneakers, before billion-dollar athlete deals, before hype culture, there was one shoe that ruled them all, the Chuck Taylor All-Star. This is the full story of Converse, a company that dominated 90% of basketball, defined American culture, collapsed into bankruptcy, and was rescued by Nike. And what makes this story unbelievable is that the shoe barely changed in 100 years. The Rubber Empire. In 1908, in Malden, businessman Marquise Mills Converse founded the Converse Rubber Shoe Company. At first, they didn't make sneakers, they made winter boots. America was industrializing. Workers needed waterproof footwear. Rubber manufacturing was booming. By 1910, 4,000 pairs produced daily, hundreds of factory employees, rapid East Coast expansion. Then, basketball exploded in popularity. In 1917, Converse introduced the All-Star, one of the first basketball shoes ever made. Canvas upper, rubber sole, high top support. It wasn't flashy, but it was functional, and it positioned Converse perfectly for what came next. Chuck Taylor and basketball domination. In 1921, a basketball player named Chuck Taylor joined the company. He wasn't a superstar. He was something more valuable, a promoter. Chuck traveled across America hosting basketball clinics, teaching the game and selling shoes. He suggested design improvements, better ankle support, ventilation eyelets, improved grip. In 1932, his name was added to the ankle patch. The Chuck Taylor All-Star was born. By the 1950s, Converse controlled 80 to 90% of the U.S. basketball market. Nearly every NBA player wore them. Olympic teams competed in them. If you played organized basketball, you wore Converse. And before we continue, if you're enjoying this deep business deep dive, hit that subscribe button right now, because we tell the full stories, not just highlights. And trust me, the fall of Converse is even crazier than its rise. The industry changes. By the 1970s, basketball evolved. Players were faster, stronger, more explosive. Canvas wasn't enough anymore. Brands like Adidas, Puma, and Nike introduced leather uppers, foam cushioning, air technology. Then in 1984, Nike signed rookie Michael Jordan. That changed everything. Sneakers were no longer just equipment, they were cultural currency. Converse tried to respond with performance models like the Weapon, but it was losing its grip. Slowly, athletes left. Market share shrank. Dominance faded. Chapter 4. From sports brand to cultural symbol. Here's where the story takes a twist. As athletes left, musicians arrived. The Chuck Taylor became the punk rock uniform, a skateboarding staple, a grunge essential. Bands like the Ramones, Nirvana, made Converse part of their identity. The shoe was affordable, customizable, raw, and authentic. While Nike chased performance, Converse became rebellion. But culturally cool doesn't always mean financially stable. Behind the scenes, the company was struggling. If this story is surprising you so far, pause for 1 second, subscribe, because the next chapter is where one of America's oldest sneaker brands nearly disappears forever, and most people don't even know this part happened. Bankruptcy. The 1990s were brutal. Converse faced rising production costs, aging factories, heavy debt, weak innovation, intense global competition. Between 1999 and 2001, the company lost over $100 million. Factories shut down. Over 1,000 employees were laid off. In January 2001, Converse filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. After 93 years, the brand that once owned basketball was on life support. For many analysts, this was the end. The Nike rescue. Then came the twist. In 2003, Nike acquired Converse for $305 million. Many expected Nike to redesign the Chuck. They didn't. Instead, Nike did something smarter. They preserved it. They improved comfort, optimized supply chains, and expanded global distribution, and repositioned Converse as a lifestyle brand, not performance, expression.
It was one of the smartest brand acquisitions in modern business history. The billion-dollar comeback. Under Nike's ownership, revenue exceeded $2 billion annually, sold in 160-plus countries, over 1 billion pairs sold historically. Collaborations kept it relevant. Comme des Garçons, Off-White, Tyler the Creator, limited drops, premium reissues, creative marketing. The shoe barely changed, and that was the genius. Conclusion: from rubber boots in 1908 to NBA dominance to bankruptcy to a billion-dollar comeback, Converse didn't survive because it was the most advanced. It survived because it meant something. If you want more full business documentaries like this, subscribe right now, because the next brand we break down might shock you even more.